Hello, and welcome to Advent Day 11. Oh my goodness, I'm getting later each night. Days are getting busier. It's getting closer to Christmas. It's exciting. Today I put my outdoor decorations up. I figured if I can't have any inside, let them be outside. So there they went. Anyhow, so today we are playing with papers and a simple word stamp. So this is the card for today, and what I tried to do when I cut the paper was to make sure that I got the deer in the side, and it's celebrate the holidays in all the ways. There we go. Celebrate the holidays in all the ways. So it's very nice. This particular die cut, this is what it looks like. And to be honest, when I cut this die cut, I expected this centerpiece and these two teardrops to fall out and that I'd be left with a frame. But lo and behold, when you cut it, it cuts like this. And so to make this card, I sort of trimmed it in such a way that worked for me. So I trimmed out the holidays out of the white paper. So this and this is still attached to the white paper like this, and rounded the corners just a bit to make it work. So this is glued on top of the silver, and the white sections will show through the silver. So I've cut the teardrops away and I've left the silver here intact. So there's a full silver piece. I'm going to cut the teardrops away and leave the middle in the center and glue the holidays on top. The ribbon I'm using, I believe, is an older basic gray. It's got a little bit of sparkle to it. I have some of the diamond embellishments, and this is Winter Meadow paper, which is still available. I'm hesitating on the Winter Meadow. Darn, I wanted to be so much more prepared than last night. Okay, I will double check on that paper, but in the meantime, let's get started. Oh, the other thing I did was, instead of cutting the paper like I usually do, I cut it 4 1/4 by 11, so that it's cut the long way. So this would be 8 1/2 by 11 sheet, and I cut it the long way at 4 1/4. And that way, for this type of card, I don't know. For me personally, sometimes they slide, and I don't like that. So for this card, whoops, there we go. For this card, it can sit this way on the table, and it's well balanced, and it won't slide open. So that was the only funny thing I did here. And behind here, I've got silver foil paper. Now, I'm not sure, I'm just going to check on my lighting, but that is sort of shades of gray, if that helps. Okay. We were looking for a kitchen counter today, and everything was shades of gray, so I guess I came home and we ended up with shades of gray card. Let me just double check on that paper name. Here we go. Okay. And yes, Winter Meadow. I was right. It's a beautiful paper. Lots of shades of blues in it. Actually, I can tell you the colors in it. Sorry, I have my driving glasses on. Basic black, blueberry bushel, garden green, lost lagoon, misty moonlight, moody mauve, pebbled path, pretty peacock, shaded spruce, and smoky slate. So kind of blues, greens, and grays and blacks. And the papers, as I said, they're stunning. Um, there's of course 2 sheets of each, double-sided, so one side is just sort of a muted pattern, the other side is nice and bright and vibrant in the blues and greens, and it's a lovely, lovely paper pack. All right, so let's go down to the table. And hopefully you can see that. So, just to get us started, we have our card base, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and as I said, I cut it at 4 1/4 by 11 to give me that sort of sideward balancing piece. And next we have our layer of mirrored silver cardstock, and that one is cut at 4 by 5 1/4, which is nice. I find that the mirrored cardstock, whether it's gold or silver, the specialty papers, oh actually red and green, I believe we have red and green as well, very festive, adds a splash of color and brightness to all the cards. So let's get this one down. Simple card, but I think effective. Another one to add to your Christmas collection for next year. All right, and again I'm going to stand up, make sure I get that piece as best as I can centered. Then we're going to take the piece with the deer, and we're going to add tape to the back. Do you see that back side? It's just sort of a muted gray. I don't know, it looks like it has a bit of beige there as well. Might be good with vanilla cardstock as a base. Whoops. Did you see that dye run off my table? My old chair creaks here because this was my grandmother's chair, and I did have it sort of refitted and recovered, but I left the basics intact because it was my grandmother's chair, and so it squeaks when I move. Actually, it's her birthday coming up. She was December 13th. All right, and there goes Squeaky Grandma again. I'm going to center this over the silver. Whoopsie. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm going to put my ribbon on first. You know what's funny is when I was putting together the sample card, I had to laugh because I said, oh, you know, I'm just going to forget that ribbon again. Every single time I forget that ribbon. And here we go. I think I jinxed myself. Okay, I think that's a bit higher than my other one, but anyway. Okay, so I just tacked on my ribbon onto the back where my tear tape was. And now let's try and put that down again. And thankfully my ribbon's in place now. So there's my base card, and I'm going to leave that while I come and fiddle with all of this. So I have one that I've done, okay, but just for demonstration purposes we'll do another one. So I'm going to stamp. I cut it out already because I don't like it when I walk away from the camera and leave you wondering what's going on in the room while I'm busy pushing something through a die cut. So preferably I'd probably stamp it before I die cut it, but in this case I'm going to just stamp it so that I can do it on camera for you. And turn some of that glare away. Okay, so we have the stamp there. And as you can see, oh, I don't think I showed you the stamp set. This is the stamp set, Christmas labels. And so the ones here that have a piece here and a piece here and something running up the middle like that, so there's 1, 2, 3. Those are the 3 that would work with this particular die cut. But there are other die cuts that come with the set. Those are some of the other die cuts, so some of those seem fairly basic. This one's a little bit bigger, and this one would then go with something like that. Winter Wishes. Some of them are just on an angle, and they fit nicely in here. Because, of course, when you die cut it, it's facing this way. So the slant is correct. It's my demonstration that is questionable. But you get the idea. It fits in there nicely, but just so you can see the ornate framing of that. And then the other ones, they're there as well. They're framed, and it's a great little stamp set. Verses you could probably use after Christmas as well. When I say that, Hot Cocoa Day, I mean that's a winter wish. To You Believe, Warm and Cozy. There's some different ones there. So that's an option. So that's Christmas labels. So that's the set that we're using today. Alright, so I've stamped that out for you. So I'm going to put my stamp and my ink aside. So what I've done now, just to demonstrate again, is these are a little bit, like there are spots where you can poke through. So I'm going to come from behind. No, maybe not. No, maybe not. Maybe on top. There's a little notch there, so I'm going to nip that. So that comes loose. This one, I'm just going to try and grab onto the circle where it comes out. So now that's through. Then there's another little spot here where it nips on. So I let that go. And then I'm going to come around here and grab that end as well. Okay, now let's see if there's something I missed. Oh yes, then when you pull it apart, I don't know if you can see that, but there's these little edges that are still grabbing. And I'm going to end up trimming that a bit, but I'm just going to try and keep with the organic shape that's going on here. Alright, so now I have my base piece cut out, and I have my holidays cut out. So I'm just going to make sure that my edges here are a little bit round, just so it doesn't look totally icky. That's a technical word there, icky. And once that's glued down, it should be really, you won't be able to notice. So, and then on my silver piece, I'm going to take out the teardrops, because the silver's going on top and the white is going on the bottom. Alright, dismantle one teardrop. I'll take this other one. And we're just going to cut that away. Okay? So then my teardrops are gone, and I'm left with this. I'm going to take my glue. First I'm going to get rid of these things because these don't really add any value other than potentially getting in the way. And I'm going to take my glue and I'm going to run it around here, and I'm going to run it around here, and where else can I? Oh, I can go around the outer edges all the way around. All right, and I'm going to put that on. You see how I'm getting glue all around here? Baby wipe gets rid of that quite nicely. That's the one thing about foiled paper. If you get glue on it. Oops. All right. And then I'm going to take my holidays and I'm going to put some glue on the back of that. And put that in the middle. And there you go. I have my, keep that one aside. I have my extra similar to that. I find that if you were looking at it in person, these almost look, well, they are recessed a little bit, but they look more recessed. So it builds, by doing it this way, it just sort of builds up the whole label. So on the back of the label, I'm just going to add some Stampin' Dimensionals, one in each teardrop, and a couple down the center. All right, maybe a couple, 3 down the center. And that will go on my ribbon. And I'm going to center that with my 2, there's a sort of almost a point at each end. So I'm going to center that over my ribbon. Press that down. Then I'll take my little bow that I tied with the same ribbon that I used. Add a glue dot on the back of that.